Not that I don't like sleep. I do like sleep.
Yeah.
There we go. I think okay, hold on a second.
My wrists hurt, and these aren't even very tight. Just the weight of the handcuffs down around them, it starts cutting off the circulation.
Almost 3 million people incarcerated. 2,909.090, something like that. That's a lot.
It's crazy. Hey guys, it's Gavin here. Just wanted to go live for a couple minutes. We're on the side of the road out here in the middle of the Nevada desert, outside the Nevada Southern Prison, and we got two people. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay, guys. Thanks. The world's not okay. We got two people here in these cells that represent the 3x3 cells that this prison out here tortures people like Ammon Bundy in the solitary confinement. So let me just, these two went in this cell, and they've been in here for hours now, handcuffed with no food or water. Go to AmmonBundyDefense.com. What this is for is they tortured Ammon Bundy in a 3x3 cell, and did much worse to him than this for 13 hours. And the sheriff of Nye County, Nevada, says there was no wrongdoing in that, and that the prison can essentially do whatever they want to human beings, is what it really comes down to. And let me flip this camera around here. AmmonBundyDefense.com, and what they're doing is they're doing a fundraiser. And we got Kelly here, and we got John here. So somebody talk to me. You guys still awake in there?
Yep.
I'm gonna go back for a second, and so before I have you talk, just to show them what we're seeing here. So that is Pahrump, Nevada, out behind us, and there's not really anybody out here. The prison is over there, the concentration camp, the human traffickers. So these cells, these little cells, and it's more intense than it looks because they're actually handcuffed in here.
Right.
It's very uncomfortable. And so we got these people on the side of the road, and there's been various people in this cell. I think this is the first time we'd have two at night like this. So okay.
Anthony said he'll donate $100 if you hold up the Bill of Rights when you're done and let me read it.
Okay, I will get a Bill of Rights.
Okay.
Once we're
in this cell
done.
trying to raise money for Ammon Bundy's legal defense team. He was beaten up, shackled for 13 hours overnight in a 3-foot by 3-foot shower, and after that he was pulled out by 6 people in SWAT gear, stripped naked of his clothes, and thrown into solitary confinement, where he still sits today. He has not had his day in court. He's been held for over 400 days, and the Supreme Court's law or ruling was at 70 days with speedy trial. He's been standing up to the federal government, and as a result, they're persecuting him and punishing him in jail and not giving him his day in court because they know that he's going to win. So we're out here to raise some funds, and also to try to relive the 13 hours that he spent overnight, starting at 10 o'clock at night. Oh my gosh, you're so close to my face right now.
You're just tired.
He spent 13 hours handcuffed. His ankles were bloody from the shackles that they had on him when they drug him in there. And so we're just in here trying to raise some money. Our goal is $10,000. We're right about $2,000. So we need $8,000 more dollars, or 13 hours is what we're going to spend in here.
There's a comment on here. Somebody says they tried to get a hold of the media, but the media said they weren't allowed to cover that sort of thing. I would say the sheriff in this town probably went straight to the media and said, well, it's best for the community if you leave this alone and don't talk about the prison, because as we understand it, the sheriff...
But we know that one of the county commissioners in this town, his last name is Schenoffner, and he took a $25,000 bribe to let this prison go in, and he's also made multiple calls telling people to make us move here. He even threatened homeowners or landowners here to make us trespass us to get us off of here. And that's been confirmed. His name is Schenoffner. He's one of the county commissioners.
So guys, this is Kelly Stewart. The better looking one here is Kelly Stewart. The guy with the cool beard though is John Lamb. So but either way,
I can grow armpit hair.
Yeah, let's not go there right now, because this is, the YouTube audience isn't really into that. Okay, so Okay, so guys, what they're out here for again? Here, I'm gonna switch here. What they're out there for? These guys are out on the side of the road, chained up in a cell to try and raise money to not just help Ammon Bundy. It's not just about that. It's about standing against this prison abuse. It's about defending people that are just illegally incarcerated. I mean, our prisons are abused all over the nation, and this is a CCA. This is CCA Core Civic, private, for-profit, publicly traded prisons. These are literally human traffickers, right? Can you imagine investing in something that traffics in human beings, and that's your business investment? What kind of a human being does that? What kind of a human being works in a prison? I was actually kind of disgusted today. You know, we were up visiting. I visited 4 or 5 people with Kelly. John was up there, and we were visiting these prisoners, some of which many of these people we'd never met before. And so they had these people in there. This one official in there was glaring daggers at me because she knew what I thought of their system. The other man in there was a bit more jovial and tried to be more levity about it, but this isn't a light thing, and he's still a human trafficker. And so I looked down the road. We're in Nevada, right? A few miles down the road is a brothel, and the whores running our prisons are lower, right? I mean, the people at the brothel look like saints to people that trade in human flesh. But here's what you can do to help right now. Let's get these guys out of this cell. Go to Ammon Bundy, AMMONBUNDY, defense.com, and we have a situation here where our politicians, our sheriffs, our officers have prostituted themselves in the worst possible way as human traffickers. So share this. Now, I'm not going to keep this stream going all night, but Kelly and John both have ongoing streams, and you can go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/callmegav, where I've shared both of their streams. So these will be ongoing things. They may try and get some sleep here soon, but we want to get them out of there, and we need some donations to do that. So how much is it worth, right? Speak out against prison abuse and pitch in a few bucks to help this legal defense team with Ammon Bundy. And let me switch the camera around. You guys have anything else that you want to add here? Anything else you want to say about what's going on out here?
I just challenge all of you guys out there just to try this simple thing of just putting on a pair of handcuffs behind your back. Have somebody handcuff you for 1 hour. Just try that. Just tell me how your shoulders feel afterwards. I've been in here just a little over 2 hours now, and a 3x3 cell, and there is no comfort in here at all. In this jail that we're camped out right behind here, we've been out here for 17 plus days now. There was a gentleman that we know about that spoke up that was left in the side of a cell just this same size for 13 hours with his hands handcuffed behind his back. And this kind of stuff we want to expose and let it know it is not acceptable, not in this country ever, to any human being.
Exactly. So, well, what's going on here is these guys are in a cell on the side of the middle of the Nevada desert near the CCA private prison. These 3x3 cells represent the cells that they torture inmates in, handcuffed for hours on end. And so back there is Pahrump, Nevada. The sheriff of Nye County says that the private prison can torture these prisoners. That's the sheriff of Nye County, and the local officials get bribes from this company. CCA is a for-profit, publicly traded prison. But let's not pretend that abuse isn't happening in all the prisons. But I think in many cases our for-profit prisons are the worst. So these guys are in there with no food, no water of their own accord to represent this, to raise money for the defense for Ammon Bundy, who they did this to 13 hours for, shackled till he was bleeding, and then they beat him and threw him naked into another solitary confinement cell. It just never ends. So this isn't a joke. I mean, this is very serious stuff, and I hope you guys will share this. Go to AmmonBundyDefense.com and just pitch in. The goal is to get to $10,000 to $20,000 here, so that these guys will get out of this cell and we've got to stand up. It doesn't matter what faction or what people you're with. We've got to stand up against this abuse. And so these cells in the middle of the desert here, outside this for-profit prison, the prison guards, when they get off shift, they have to drive by this. And so we have signs reminding them that they're human traffickers and that they don't have to sell their soul for $10 an hour. And this is about raising funds right now.
John Lamb joined.
About raising funds right now.
How did they join?
Are you getting
Oh,
So
that's
you can
good.
get these people out, guys.
That's hilarious.
You can get them out of this cell by
read.
donating to help prisoners in that prison, that hellhole over there, get out of their cells, and helping expand the message against prison abuse across the nation. America incarcerates more of its people than any nation in the world. That's not freedom, that's third world totalitarian fascism perversion, and it's time we step up. So go to AmmonBundyDefense.com. And okay, Kelly, anything else to say here?
People, we have the power. When the people unite, we have the power. So unite with other people who are principled, standing up against federal overreach and against prisons for profit and prison abuse, and make sure that the elected officials who've all been bought out understand that we the people say no
Yeah, exactly. So definitely, pitch in, guys, and bear in mind this is not money that goes to me or even to them in here. This is going directly to help these guys in prison, to help their legal team on the ground, and the message has to go forward. So as we're sitting there buying our coffees and playing our games tonight, and just came from a weekend of being out in the nice spring weather here, let's think about this and take the time to pitch in and give up a little. Go give 20, go give 50, go give 100, go give $1,000. These guys are very uncomfortable in here, and this is a representation of the cells that these for-profit prisons, that American prisons lock people in, and no seats, just standing room only when they want to torture them, and then they take them out and punish them further, sometimes with months in solitary confinement, isolation, unable to take phone calls. And so, it's absolutely
gotta stop.
insanity.
The right to a speedy trial is something that the accused gets, and the right to bail, and those are two things that protect our justice system or protect the people from ever being held hostage by their government. Both of those things have been forfeited in all of these cases, and they are political prisoners. Ammon Bundy and Cliven Bundy and everybody who stood up in the Bunkerville stand-up are political prisoners. And just about every one of the people in this prison have been denied due process, and they need a voice, and we're out here to be their voice.
Yeah, we have to start being a voice against the corrupt judges, the corrupt police, the guards, the prisons, the for-profit. Prisons are not something that should be for-profit. Prisons, for the most part, shouldn't even exist, certainly not in the way that they do exist now. And what you can do to help these guys, let's help these guys get out of here, and let's get some funds going. They're trying to raise another $10,000 here, and they want to get out of this. So go to AmmonBundyDefense.com, and let me just give you a wider view here. This is where we had the march around the prison Saturday. Kelly kind of led the charge, calling people out here a few weeks ago, and there's been people out here on the ground ever since. And we had these cells. John, BJ, Soper worked on these. It was an idea of Jared's, actually, to say, well, what if we make a cell that represents what they're doing? I think these guys are going to try and get some rest. Anything to say before we close off for now, John?
We need people to stand up against these corporations, and it's we the people. We need the Constitution back. We need the Bible back. We need prayer back in this country to change this thing around, or it's never going to get changed.
Yeah, and we got to speak up. We got to stop making excuses, making it about faction. It doesn't matter who you are. Nobody should be treated this way. It doesn't matter what your faction is, black or white or left or right or Christian or Muslim. No human being deserves to be treated like the trash that these judges, that these officers, that these prison guards, that these for-profit human trafficking institutions. We've gone from from the cotton field to the correction center. It's just the new form
Of slavery. These men are slaves. They say that every visit we have. Ammon says, I'm nothing but a slave here. I'm a dollar sign and they're making money on me, and so they won't let me go home to my family. They won't even give me my day in court. This is slavery, but now it reaches all nationalities. They don't care what nationality that you are. If you're a problem to them in society in any way, even if you're fighting for what's righteous and just, they will incarcerate you and financially profit off of your torture and abuse, and this has to stop.
Absolutely. So guys, love your neighbor. Go to Ammon, AMMONBUNDY, defense.com and donate to this cause to help speak out against this prison abuse, to help support the legal teams. And you know, for the trolls and haters out there, you wouldn't be trolling and hating if you had half the courage of these people out here standing, because you wouldn't have the time. You'd be out there loving your neighbor and standing up. So speak out. and they've been in here for hours now, and it's time to stand up. It's time to speak out. It's time to move. So let's do it. Let's get it done. All right, guys, spread the word. Share this. Send it to the news station. Send it to your friends. And go to my page, facebook.com/callmegav, where their streams will continue streaming, so you can see what's happening in these cells as the night goes on. Speak up. Stand up.